8 minutes to 10 is the time. We're going to talk about this story which is in the news. Figures have shown that the North East has got the lowest take-up of breastfeeding in the country. So are you failing your baby if you choose not to breastfeed? The proportion of new mums who start breastfeeding in Hartlepool is the second lowest in the country at 44%. Middlesbrough, Redcar and Cleveland and Stockton are all also in the worst 10 boroughs in the country for uptake on this. Now, we're going to be talking to new mums in Redcar and Darlington during the course of the show, but I want to hear from you this morning. Why would it be that in our part of the world, mums are really reluctant to breastfeed? 01642 225511 if you've got a theory on that. Let's talk to Allison Dixley, who's the founder of alphaparent.com. Alison, good morning.
Hello, Mike. It's thealphaparent.com, by the way.
The Alpha. We'll correct that.
The Alpha Parent.
Okay, we got that. Are you failing your baby then if you don't breastfeed?
Absolutely you are, yes. Milk is the main source of nutrition for a baby's first year. If you asked a baby what they would want, what do you think? A cold silicone teat dispensed from the milk of an entirely different species, or breast milk?
But I've been told that formula milk now is vastly improved on how it used to be.
Who told you that? Formula companies?
Well, possibly. Can't rule that out. Now, I'm sure somebody from the NHS has told me that now it's of a very, very high quality.
Would that be a health visitor or someone of that regard? Because they are actually trained by formula companies. Formula companies will give them free gifts, conferences, and even pay for their training. So it's no wonder that they pick up some of their rhetoric.
Right, so they're under pressure to promote formula milk.
Of course. And consider that breast milk has over 500 ingredients, whereas formula has 40 ingredients. It's just not comparable. You can't.
So can you tell me then why there is a reluctance to breastfeed in the North East?
Well, I think it could be due to lack of education, because then you have an inability to access and understand support materials. And if you've got have to work when you give birth, then that can interfere with breastfeeding if your employer's not going to let you go part-time or is not going to give you the facilities to express milk while you're at work.
But life is easier, isn't it, for mum and dad if you use formula milk?
Not necessarily, because breast is best for mother too. It reduces the risk of breast cancer, ovarian cancer, diabetes. Also, it's free, which is very important. If you're hard up, what's better than free? And it's very convenient. But
it does mean, doesn't it, that it's less tiring, and that is really important when a new child arrives.
I don't know. How about sterilising bottles and lugging them about and boiling a kettle while a baby cries in the middle of the night? Whereas if you're breastfeeding, you just pop your boob out.
So women need telling about this then?
Of course they do. Yes, education, and support.
Well, let's bring in Clare Byam-Cook, who's on the other line here. Clare, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Because you are very much in favour of the bottle, aren't you?
No, but let me make myself clear. I'm very much in favour of breastfeeding. I totally agree that it is the best for the baby if the mother can do it. But what I'm totally against, and incidentally I've written books on breastfeeding and my day job is helping mothers breastfeed. That's what I do. But what I'm against is attitudes like Allison, which says breast milk is the only safe way to feed your baby. It is simply not true. Lots of mothers genuinely can't breastfeed. They really don't have enough milk. Their babies really don't latch on properly. And these mothers will go to support to breastfeeding clinics, helplines and so on. And if none of the midwives, etc., are showing them how to latch the baby on or showing the mother how that baby can get enough breast milk out of that mother's breast to be healthy, happy and gaining weight, then to tell that mother that she must starve her baby into submission is just wrong. Formula milk is fine. It's only in third world countries where you have no access to sterilising equipment, clean water and so on. That's when formula milk is dangerous.
But Allison seems to be suggesting that there's some kind of conspiracy here, that a lot of midwives and health visitors are being lobbied by the manufacturers of formula milk to promote that.
No, that is completely not true. If anything, I'd say we've gone the wrong way, that the hospitals now are so anti-formula milk, and the breastfeeding classes people go to antenatally, they won't even discuss formula milks, bottles or anything. I would say that it's gone the other way. We're too pro-breastfeeding and not enough aware of the fact lots of mothers can't do it. And one little emotional thing that always annoys me, when people say that breast milk is for babies and cow's milk is for baby cows, well, if you take that argument, why do we start feeding our toddlers cow's milk on their cereal and things at 6 months? You know, it's another form of food.
So, Claire, Alison, what do you say?
Claire's making a lot of assumptions there. A lot of assumptions. For example, the amount of women who physically can't breastfeed is very, very small. The World Health Organization have recommended that it's about 2%. This is a cultural issue, not a physical issue.
That's not what I see day in, day out. And if you ask any farmer whether all his dairy cows produce plenty of milk, the answer is no. If you ask any sheep farmer whether all his lambs breastfeed and why he has to bottle feed some of them, nature doesn't get it right.
Livestock are pumped full of all different kinds of chemicals, so I don't think we can compare the two, a human being with livestock.
But can you both understand why mums feel under pressure and stressed when they hear a discussion like this?
Yes.
I can, absolutely. I think you have to have a balanced view. And again, to make it clear, I want mothers to breastfeed. And I think what we should be looking at is why the mothers in these areas aren't even trying. That, I just think, is very sad.
Yeah,
I can't believe they're not aware of the health benefits. So we need to find out why they're not trying.
Alison?
Why do you think? Claire?
Why do I think they're not doing it?
Yes.
Yes, I think they're not doing it because you only have to go onto the internet to see all these stories of mothers who are really struggling to breastfeed and sore nipples and so on, for the message to get out that breastfeeding is harder than bottle feeding. I mean, that just is the message. And I think a lot of people, I'm ashamed to say this, can't be bothered. In the same way, lots of mothers can't be bothered to cook healthy food. They'd rather have a takeaway.
All right, thank you. As that plane goes overhead, we'll take more calls then on this. What's your experience? Is breast best?